All right, we're recording. All right, guys, welcome again to another interview with Dan for the fans of the Pima Air and Space Museum and PimaAirandSpaceFans.com. Today's guest is Mr. James Stemm, our curator for our lovely Pima Air and Space Museum. Hello, James.
Hi there.
Not too terribly bad. I'm glad you. I was actually under the impression that you may not take this interview because you might be real busy, of course. So
no, I'm happy to do it. I'm always happy to talk about the museum with people who like the place.
Right, exactly. All right, let's jump right into it. I run standard questions here, that we can actually see and whatnot. So tell us a little bit about yourself, James.
Well, I'm not really personally all that interesting. I grew up in New Mexico. I went to University of New Mexico and did my undergraduate work there in history, and then went to New Mexico State and got my master's degree in public history. And not too long after I finished that, in '96, I came to work for the museum, and I've been here ever since.
Have you ever been in the military at all?
No, I was not in the military. My eyesight kept me out of the military.
Sounds like my back kept me out of the military. How'd you get interested in the aviation portion of this?
I've been interested in airplanes since I was a little kid. Probably what got me interested first was Black Sheep Squadron.
Yep.
That's the first thing I remember when I was a little kid, being interested in airplanes, and it just started there and just kept going. And it's also what got me interested in history in general, and
right.
It's basically where it all started.
Good deal. Hang on just a second. Sure. My password's over there. Oh, that's the one. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to a roommate here.
Okay.
All right. Well, now I have a burning question.
Okay.
I've been here. I was there for the B-52 that came across the road.
Yes.
Okay. I've been hearing it. Okay. What can you tell us about what's upcoming at the museum that you're not allowed to tell us?
Well, we don't really publicize what we're doing in the future, and the real reason we do that is because we often don't know. We have lots of stuff that we're working on. There's aircraft that we're trying to acquire and things that we're working on people with, but it can take years. And oftentimes things we think we're getting just don't show up. Like several years ago, we thought we were getting a C-5. Last minute, the Air Force call says, no, the Congress decided that all those have to stay in war reserves. So it was like literally the day before we were supposed to move the airplane. And now we're still waiting. Things that we have going on out there that people know about, that we've got some restorations going on. We've got the P-38 in Australia. We've got the P-47 down in Australia. We've got the B-26 over in California. The 26 is coming along pretty good. I'm actually hopeful that we may see that in the next 18 months or so.
I got my magazine. I'm a member also. I'm supporting the museum. Guys, by the way, if you don't have a membership, go get the membership. It's well worth it because you do get discounts at the bar and grill, and you get discounts buying merchandise. It's wonderful, guys. You can't miss it. Anyway, yes, I've been hearing rumors about this C-5. Everybody's been asking me, and I said, "Look, I don't know. The only thing I hear are rumors, and that's it."
Yeah. We don't know either. That's just it. Things like that. We are completely at the mercy of the military for getting stuff out of AMARC. Right. if they release it to us and and get it to us, that's great.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
even sometimes, even when the service museums like the Air Force Museum assigned us an airplane, it can take years before AMARC makes it ready for us to take. So, you know, like the F-16 we've got, that was assigned to us in 2004,
Mhm.
and we did not get it until 2016.
Wow.
Okay, so I mean, it took that long for it to get released to us, and that's not even the longest one that we've been waiting on.
All right, guys, you heard it from the horses now about the C5. Quit bugging me about it.
We are on the list. We are on the list for one. There's actually one that's been picked out for us. We think it may be coming soon, but we really don't know.
I've seen there over there off of Drexel and Wilmot. I see a lone C5 just sitting there, and I'm curious to know if that one might be ours that's coming over.
No, it's not. That's the one that's been selected for us is one that's been over there for a long time. It's over in the big group of them over on the east side of
I got
Colton.
you. I got you.
Yeah.
Darn, and I was assuming. See,
No, afraid not. That's one of. I'm pretty sure that one that's over there by itself is one of the ones that the Congress put restrictions on.
probably sorry about that. Just get a little bit of drip there. Now another thing we've been hearing. I don't know if you can say yay or nay. Just if you can't answer it, just don't answer it. We've been hearing a lot of rumors that we are on the list for an F-117.
Yes, we are. There's one that's been selected for us. We are waiting for it to go through the DMIL process.
Mm-hmm.
The Air Force has had the contractor that's doing the DMIL for them
Mm-hmm.
has had some delays.
Right.
We were actually supposed to get that airplane this year. It's looking now like it'll be late 22 or 23 before we actually get it. They had some of the equipment they're using to DMIL the airplanes failed, and until they get their new budget allocations, they can't get it replaced. So everybody who hasn't gotten one so far is waiting. And I think right now they won't give anybody a definite date, but right now probably the end of 22 or the first of 23 is probably the earliest that we'll see one.
Wow. Wow. See, because a lot of people have been speculating about, when we're going to get one and things like that. I know Hill Air Force Space Museum got one.
Yeah.
Palm Springs got one.
Yeah, a bunch of people got them, and then this piece of equipment that they were using failed. So they cannot do the DMIL on them. It's something to do with stripping off the radar absorbent material on the outside. So
yeah, and they dispose of that material in our favorite little secret place. So
yeah, so until they get their equipment working and start DMILing airplanes again, there aren't going to be any more coming out.
Right. All right, moving right along. Nothing else you can tell us at this point in time, huh?
There's at the moment we actually don't have a whole lot going on. We're talking with people about stuff, but there's nothing that's moved along to the point where we would want to make an announcement about it.
Well, there was something I was discussing with you about that a long time ago on a different little site that it was I believe it was the Museum of Professionals or something like that.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, gee, that would look good in my backyard," But I also was reading. I don't know if you saw it back about 3-4 months ago. NASA was giving away a full-blown Saturn V rocket.
Yeah, I saw that.
It did.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. That moving that would just cost ungodly amounts of money. I have no idea how much that would cost to move.
Well, they said if you had $200,000, you'd be able to move it, no problem, because they had a company already. Yeah, exactly.
I think that was an underestimation of how much it was going to cost to move that thing.
Probably be about $1 million at least.
I would think it would be at least that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Enough of that. Um, you personally, what is your favorite aircraft at the museum?
I hate this question. It you know, it's really hard to say. I like the Tomcat a lot myself.
Thank you.
It's always been one of my favorites. The Corsairs are one of my favorites. I'm also a big fan of commercial aviation, so I really like that we've got a 787 and a 747. That's
second prototype. Yeah.
Yeah. Prototype 787. You know, the first 777. All that stuff that we've gotten from Boeing in the last 10 years has been just fantastic.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say my personal absolute favorite airplane in the collection is the Tomcat.
I did my friend Mark. He actually did a really nice walk around of that. That's what's posted up on our YouTube channel. I really enjoyed what he did. He did a lot of nice ones. He got me doing the walk arounds too.
Oh, good.
So, all right. Next question. Tell us a little bit more about the military museum coming up.
Oh yeah, well that's going to be a lot of fun, I think. What we're looking at so far is we're hoping to have between 50 and 100 vehicles on display when we open it up. At the moment, we're looking at probably trying to get that open late next year. That's going to be dependent on fundraising. So we've got about a $5 million project on that to build the building and get everything ready to go. So, you know, like I said, we're hoping to have, you know, between 50 and 100 vehicles on display. Then in addition to that, we're hoping we will have some operational vehicles. We're going to start out probably with just wheeled soft skin stuff, Humvees, trucks, maybe some other stuff like that. And then hopefully we've got a line on some stuff, armored tracked vehicles that we will be able to operate and let people buy the chance to ride in.
I bet you the rides are going to be pretty expensive.
You know, we haven't set prices yet. The wheeled soft skin stuff, those will be relatively inexpensive. It'll get more expensive when you're talking about tracked armored vehicles. Obviously, you've got a lot of increased maintenance and stuff with that. So
right.
There'll be some price to it, yeah, but we're hoping to keep it reasonably priced so that people will be able to afford it and as many people as possible be able to enjoy that.
Cool. That's going to be something. I see that you guys have already been, you know, moving stuff. Well, not moving stuff, but actually clearing out space in that area.
Yeah, we're getting going on it. It's you know, like I say, we're in the process of fundraising at the moment, and hopefully by the end of next year we'll have something out there.
Very cool. You know, like I said, it's going to be interesting, guys. If you haven't donated, go over to the museum. I didn't really talk to the gentleman that you pointed me in direction to yet. I haven't heard from him since. He emailed me back and he hasn't revisited it with me yet, but I'm going to start a GoFundMe for the museum.
Okay.
For that. So that way, you know, we can get that military museum going.
Well, that's great. You know, and talking with our marketing guy, Brad, he's the person who handles a lot of that stuff. And he's got a much better handle on exactly where that process is at the moment than I do.
Very cool. My last question regards kids. Okay. So kids, if you watch this at a later date, this question is for you. What advice do you give to children and young adults who aspire to do what you do or to do for an aviation career?
You know, for aviation, I'm not really an expert on that. I know I work with airplanes, but I'm not really in the aviation world itself. But there are plenty of ways to go about getting into aviation. There's always the military if you want to go that route. There's plenty of schools out there that teach it out in the civilian world.
Mhm.
You know, the Pima Community College is great. They've got the great aviation program that they run out at the airport. Embry Riddle's up in Phoenix. You know, there's lots of ways to move into the world of aviation, and it's just a matter of getting focus and figuring out how you want to go about it, and pushing to do that. And then for getting into what I do in the museum world, it's much the same thing. You need to decide that's how you want to, what you want to do, and then you figure out what you need to learn in school, and you go and learn it.
Very nice. Very nice. I see you guys got a space shuttle simulator over there now.
We do, yeah. We picked that up. It started out in a museum in Florida for a while, and then they went under. And it went up to Canada for a while, and it's was used in a movie that's coming out end of this year, first of next year, I think. And then we got it from the movie company, and we're we're in the process of getting all the lights and everything working. So hopefully it'll be all lit up and look really cool when we're done with it.
Very cool. All right. I'm going to move on to questions here. I'm going to unmute our some of our guests here.
Okay.
Nothing as simple as it seems from the outside. Okay. First question I have comes from Facebook. I asked everybody to RSVP me their questions for you. I have one that's a somber thing, but I need your perspective on it.
Okay.
I also have the same thing and that's why I'm asking this question. I had a question posed to me about, spreading somebody's ashes on the Pima Air and Space Museum because their family member loved the museum so much. So what do you say to that?
We've had this kind of request before in the past. Unfortunately, we cannot allow it. It's not permitted by county law, actually.
I got you.
What I would suggest, if someone had a relative who really loved the museum, we do have a memorial wall for people. They can buy a spot on that to have their relative's name on there. They can make donation to the museum in their name, all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, unfortunately, the spreading ashes or entombing ashes in aircraft, that kind of thing, we just can't do. It's
Okay.
There are lots of laws about disposal of remains.
Right. It's just like it's kind of kind of gives you like ew.
Honestly, if it was, it's just something we can't do. It doesn't bother me necessarily, or it wouldn't necessarily bother us, but it's just not allowed.
Okay. Next question is that someone posed. I'm pretty sure you've seen this question about the painting and all this garbage.
Yeah.
If somebody has something they want to donate to the museum,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it. I guess you're the man to talk to about that.
I'm one of the people. I'm the head of the collections department. I'm not actually the curator anymore. I'm the director of collections. So the curators work for me. But
Scott Marchand, right?
Scott's my boss. Scott's our executive director.
Oh, I can't get an interview with him because he shows you probably won't do it. But no, just kidding.
So basically, they just need to contact. They can contact me through the website. There's a on the website. There's a form you can use to contact various people, to contact the collections department, and those come to me, and then I either answer them myself or I forward them on to somebody on the staff to take care of it. And that's the easiest way. They can also call the museum and go through the phone tree to get to the collections department, and then leave a message on that phone, and it'll get to us as well. Those are and if all that fails, they can always send a letter. We get those still occasionally too. So those are the easiest ways to make initial contact with us.
All right. How many founding members are there still in contact with the museum?
Actual founders, I don't think there are any. I think all of the actual original founders have passed. There are a couple of people who were connected to the museum in the early days. There's 2 or 3 people who were initially connected to the museum who weren't technically founding members, but were connected really early, who are still around.
Right.
But unfortunately, most of the people who were true founders of the museum have all passed.
Oh, now that question came from Mr. John Taylor. Thank you for the question, John. You can speak now.
I've still got my copper membership card.
Yeah, well, John is one of the few people who was involved really early who is still around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John and I became pretty good friends, right, John?
Yes. I've still got an old plastic life membership card.
Oh yeah.
Well, John, wasn't it you that had that old map of the museum that you posted on our group?
I've got one somewhere. Somebody else posted that. I just unboxed a.
Hey, John, turn on your video so we can see you.
Oh, now you're making me get technical and figure something out here. Hang on. Stand by. There it is. Okay.
There's John Taylor.
There. Okay.
There.
Yeah.
And John's going to actually be.
You got to remember, I'm analog.
Oh, stop it, John! Stop it, John. So John's going to be down here for the air show on Sunday, the 7th. James, and what's going to happen? We're going to be hosting also I'm going to be hosting a get together for all the people that you want to come in, and people are in Tucson, things like that. You're more than welcome to come in as well if you want to join us.
All right.
I would love to have you. I mean, getting to know you and stuff like that. The horror stories, like I told you before, I've heard about you. Oh, he's not going to answer any questions and this, that, and the other. I'm like, oh gosh, please, God, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm sure you know
Some
Christopher
things
Hope.
never changed, Dan.
Oh, I know.
It was that way in the beginning.
James, I'm sure you know.
People that don't know everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, me being 84, I know exactly how it is.
Yeah.
I got to know John. He was a longtime member of the group, and I started posting stuff. I mean, Christopher Hogue, the whole group inspired me. We haven't heard from Tobin in a couple of months, so I think he's on vacation, like you were.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna open it up here. I'm gonna unmute everybody and see if they want to ask any questions. Damon Blair, do you have any questions for Mr. Stemm?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Robson, what about you? Oh, wait, gotta unmute him.
Yeah. So I was thinking about the boss tree. How is it coming along? Like I saw that it was still on restoration.
Yeah, we got kind of held up on that got pushed behind other projects. We're working on finishing up the Mojave in the next couple of weeks. And then after we finish that, then the B-52 will be our main focus until we can get it done. I'm hoping we're going to have it done by the end of the year. We've only gotten really only one wing of it painted thus far, so it's going to be a while before we're done with that. But I'm really hoping we'll have it done by the end of the year.
James, just so you know, I've got some archival footage of Balls 3.
Oh, cool.
And I found it. My friend had an archive of it. And he says, "Hey, I got some archival footage of that B-52 you guys got out there." I said,
Yeah.
It's never been. It's never been seen really."
Okay.
I'm like, "Whoa, okay, give me."
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've picked a specific time period for the paint job that we're putting on it. It's I don't remember the exact mission point, the exact point in its history at the moment, but it's gonna be back when the airplane still had some orange stripes on it and stuff like that. So it should look really cool.
Is it gonna have all the launch markings still on it, right?
We will have all the launch markings on it. We haven't decided yet if we're going to do them accurate to the point in the history that we put the rest of the paint scheme in, or if we're just going to put them all on there. I think we're leaning towards at the moment to just putting them all on, even though it won't be 100% accurate to the rest of the paint scheme.
Right. So John, you said that you're going to be here probably between the 3rd and the 10th, right?
Yeah, we fly in on the 3rd and then fly out the morning of the 10th. So we'll have that time to get out to the museum and meet all you guys. And I need to find something that's Deborah's interested in. She tolerates me in airplanes.
Take her to Sapporo National Monument or to the what was it, Gates Pass, or even I don't know. Take her to the casino.
That doesn't work either.
Oh, okay.
That or I'll have to find the largest bookstore in town.
Okay.
That would be Barnes & Noble, or Bookman's. I just want to tell you, I found a book in Bookman's that they didn't even know that they had, James.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I found a Failure Is Not an Option that was signed by Gene Kranz.
Oh, cool.
And when I showed it to him, I said, "Hey, look what I got here." I said, "You guys should." I was already intending on buying it. You know, he had like $5.95 on it or something like that. And I said,
Yeah.
"Did you realize this is a very valuable book, right? You guys get about $1,000 for it." And I said, "But I'm taking it." So
Deal's a deal.
deal's a deal, exactly.
They priced it how they wanted, so that's up to them.
Hey, that's their loss, not mine.
Yep.
All right. Again, I want to thank James Stemm, the head of curators, I should say, of the Pima and Space Museum, for joining us today. James, it was a pleasure meeting you finally.
Yeah.
All the bad rumors are bad rumors.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
And I appreciate you coming up. And maybe in the future, what we can do is we can do something like this, like maybe a monthly thing or something like that.
We can look into seeing if we can do this on a more regular basis. I don't know if things don't change all that fast at the museum. So,
Right.
maybe once a quarter, a couple times a year, who knows?
Yeah. Or maybe, because like I said, I'm thinking about doing like a live podcast at the museum, get a little chair and table and just set up my laptop and all that stuff there.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
that's what I've got going on.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, all right, guys, thanks very much for joining us, and you all have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Take care.
James,
All right.
Great to meet you.
Thanks.
Good meeting y'all.
Thank you.